standard app activation, extension of standard app. Then we have to see how to integrate the third party library. Okay, then I'll give you the short intro about the theme designer, how the theme designer works in on-premise system, and after that smart controls. Okay, so all these topics that we will cover today. So I'll try my best to explain all this as possible. So I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Is it visible, guys?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Okay, so let's start with the activation of standard app. So like mostly what is the process followed to activate this standard app and how many peoples are involved in this process? Because normally when you are activating a standard app, um, normally we don't do any development. Okay, because that app is already developed by SAP and it is a set of Fiori apps. Okay, it comes with the Fiori package because every Fiori has its own like set of apps. So when Fiori was introduced in like 2013, so some set of standard applications were introduced with the Fiori. Okay, and that standard applications are it's like a ready-made application which fulfills all the business requirements, but they have not created for all the business. Okay, because at the start they started with the few applications and the applications which are highly used. Okay, so what they have done before 2013, there were a lot of SAP transactions which are highly used on day-to-day basis. So what, instead of accessing those apps through SAP transaction, so they have created set of standard apps which can work on the same things. Okay, but only the thing is that we will get a new user interface. Okay, instead of accessing that SAP application from SAP GUI or from SAP transaction, what we can do, you can directly access that app through the browser. That is through the Fiori Launchpad. Okay. Yeah. So later on, they have added so many apps according to the business scenario and business requirement. So initially only few apps were introduced, but later on now we have more than 5,000 or 10,000 apps so far. Okay, and all these apps where you can find all these apps you can get it in one documentation or in there is one dedicated website. What is that? The website we call it as Fiori Apps Library. Okay, and I'll just open Google Chrome once and you can just search for Fiori Apps Library. Okay, so this is the place or the website where you can get all the list of standard applications which are being created by SAP for SAP Fiori. Okay, so how many applications are there? You can see there is a the standard apps are categorized in like S4 on-prem, S4 cloud, and again ECC, again Lighthouse. All these are apps are categorized. Okay, so I'll simply go to like all apps and you can search for any app that you want to activate. Okay, so in our case, we will take a simple example of manage billing document. So I'll pick one app which is a standard app and which is available on Business Suite as well as on S4. Okay, I'll just search for manage billing document. Okay, so after searching for that manage billing document, just scroll down. Definitely there will be one option where this app would be available. Can you see this app here? Manage billing document. This is what the app that we want to activate in our on-prem S4 system. Okay, so I'll click on this manage billing document. Now in this manage billing document, yeah, when you open this, it will open the application details on the right hand side. I think it's loading, so let's wait here. Yeah. Okay, so when you open this application details on top, there are two drop downs. Okay, so there are two drop downs on the top. So on left side, we have the drop down for the target or the environment on which this app will work. As of now, this app is supported to work on only two environments, that is SAP S4 on-prem and SAP S4 cloud. So on cloud, let's say if S4 is activated, so definitely that app will work on cloud, but it will not support it. So this app is not supported for ECC system, which is a business suite. So on right hand side, we have for S4, right? For SAP S4, we have the versions like SAP S4 2022, again FPS 01. Similarly, we have for 2021, like that, we have couple of versions. Okay, service pack versions we have. Now, after that, there is a required backend product, that is uh, we cannot run this app on the backend if the backend is our ECC or business suite. Okay, this app will not work on that part. It will only it definitely needs a backend of type SAP S4. So for what type of business this app can be useful, like it can be used for commerce, finance, sales, and service. Again, after that, there is app launcher tiles this is a tile name, manage billing documents. Application type is transactional. So mostly there are three types of apps you can find out in SAP Fiori. That is transactional apps, fact sheet apps, and analytical apps. So only three types of apps are available. Okay, transactional, analytical, and fact sheets. So transactional, mostly it performs the CRUD operations, like any CRUD operations you see, like create, update, delete. That application we call it as the transactional app. Second type of app is the analytical. Analytical app means the app which generally provides details, a higher level of details about the organization, like only the important details it showcase. Okay, which can be taken into consideration for definitely for increasing in the productivity of the apps and even the quality that we get from the apps, just to improve the performance or the business. Okay, for that only we use the analytical apps. It only displays the data in chart format or hierarchical format. There can be a certain set of um, bar charts which can be used to display the data in high level. So that for that purpose only we use analytical apps. And the last we have fact sheet. Fact sheet is all about like it cannot have its own dedicated type. It can be accessed through any transactional or analytical app by just clicking on a row item. Okay, so all these are application types. Then we have a database. As I said, database for this is HANA DB. And like on which type of device this app will work. So as of now, this app is only means this app is designed in such a way that it will only work on desktop and tablet. Why they have added device type as a desktop and tablet? Because see the screen which is designed for managed billing document, it cannot be it cannot be utilized on mobile, because in mobile we cannot see all the details properly. That's why this screen is little bit on the complex side. So that's why the device which on which we can see this application properly is desktop and tablet. And after that there is a application ID. This is the main application ID, like which you will always receive from a functional after finalizing the requirement from the customer. Okay, so when you scroll down, so there are three tabs here, like product features, implementation, information, and related information. So the product feature means like customer can go through all the important requirements of what this app provides. There is a dedicated documentation for this app and how the screens looks like. All these are the basic details of this application. So user can just go through the details and he can check for the details, like what all things he need on this app. And after that, the important tab is implementation information. So this is the tab where the Fiori consultant will play a major role. Okay, and where in which part? The configuration part. So configuration is the only tab associated with us in which we can configure, like we can activate this app as a standard part of library, and we can make this app visible to the end user so that they can work on this app and they can test this app and they can just rectify us whether this app fulfills all the business scenarios or not. So far, guys, any questions you want to ask? Any questions for me? Okay, fine. You can hear me, right? Otherwise, I'm speaking. Yeah, fine. Okay. See now how this standard app activation works. What is the need? Okay. So definitely think about from the scratch. Let's say like you are the customer and now there is a in your day-to-day process, you need an application which can create a billing document. Let's consider we need an application which can create a billing document. Okay. So now the problem is like you are a customer and definitely you want to save money. Okay, you want to reduce the budget because your budget is not there and you just want to check for a ready-made solution because already you have access to the SAP S4 HANA system. Okay, so already you have the subscription of SAP S4 HANA system and you're already using SAP Fiori Launchpad. Every service is already there. But now the problem is like there is a requirement of billing document. We need to create a billing document. So what you will do, you will explain this to the functional. So functional, he's the person who knows all the end-to-end business scenarios and who knows the different standard apps and even he's specific to the business, right? Like a functional can be specific to um, he can be specific to like material management. He can be specific to the finance or HR. So they have a certain set of functionals who can work on the respective modules. So likewise for us, a functional, we have explained this requirement to the functional and functional, what he will do, he will check whether there is a standard app available as a part of Fiori Apps Library. So he will come here and he will explore, is there any app which can fulfill this requirement? So after a lot of analysis and research, finally, he find out one app that is manage billing document. Okay. So now after after going through all the requirements about this app, so he went through the app documentation and he checks for all the requirements and then he explains, okay, he explains this app to the customer. So what customer think? So the customer will access this URL and he will check for all the product features that this application is providing. So he can go through all the product features, documentation of this app, what are the limitations, what we can do as a part of extension or modification. So after lot of okay, after going through all the entire description and the documentation of the app, finally he says that yes, we can go through with this app. Okay, but see, instead of implementing a custom solution, instead of creating a custom Fiori application, we can simply activate this app. So hardly it will take like 1 hour. 1 hour would be enough to activate this app. Okay, in S4 on-prem system. But let's say if the same app you want to develop it from the scratch, minimum 2 to 3 months it will take. Okay, depending on the resources that are working on this project. Okay, how it depends, because it depends on the complexity, right? If the screens are simpler, definitely it can be completed within a month, but it's not that much easy because when you start with the project development, so it has certain phases and that phases we have to go through, then only we can complete this app. Like before we start the project development, first of all, we have to gather the requirements. Once the requirements are fulfilled, then we have to take a confirmation on those requirements from the customer. And after that, we have to start designing the screens. So designing the screens, it's not part of developer. Okay, who will do that? UI UX designer, the person who will only design the screens in Adobe or something. So he will design the screens. After that, he will take a confirmation from the customer. So if customer gives approval for the design screen, then developer can start designing that screen in his UI5 framework. So that's how the process will work. Okay. So generally this entire process will take at least 2 to 3 months minimum. It's not a 1 day task, but definitely activating an app, it's hardly 1 day process. You can call it as. Okay. So which one is feasible now? Guys, which one is feasible? Activating the standard app is feasible, or developing this project from the scratch will be feasible?
Standard app.
Standard app is feasible, but see, there are certain set of limitations with the standard app. If customer is okay with all the features and functionalities of this app, then it's fine. There is no problem with this. But if there are some certain functionality which is not available, okay, let's say if that functionality is not available within this app, then in that case, customer have to compromise, because we cannot add that feature within the standard app. Okay, because we have a limitations, and beyond that we can't do anything. If we do also, then definitely the support from SAP will be revoked, or it will be removed. Okay, so SAP won't support this app because you have made some modification which is against the support. So that is one thing that we have to remember whenever we do any uh, modification on the standard apps. Okay, so yeah, so after finalizing the standard app from the customer, what functional will do? He will take this application ID and he will provide this application ID to the Fiori consultant. So Fiori consultant will come to this app like implementation information. He will go through the important SAP notes. First of all, it's not our part, it's a part of basis team. A basis team will check for all the required SAP notes. He will check for all the installation, like whether this the component version, like front end components and back end components, whether they are installed in SAP S4 on-prem system or not. Who will check that? Basis team will check that. Okay. So after successful installation of front end and back end components, then it's a part of Fiori consultant. So what Fiori consultant will do now? So after cross verifying that backend components and front end components are available, then he can easily activate that standard app, because everything like the prerequisite which is required to activate this app is already available. Okay, it's already completed. Now we just have to activate this app. So first of all, I'll show you how to check that front end and back end components. So front-end components, you can definitely see it's SAP S4, SAP Fiori for SAP S4 HANA 2022. Now the system which I'm using, let me just open that. Okay, so this is the system which I'm using. I'll go to status, sorry, system and status, and then I'll go to product details by clicking on this icon, details icon. And now you can go to install product version. So can you see it's SAP S4 HANA on-premise 2022 version it is. Okay, so this is what the version I'm using currently. And so now let's check the front end and the back end components which are required to activate that standard app. See, for the front end components, if you see, there is a software component version called UI S4 HOP1. That is the front end component which is available. I'll just copy that. You can go to here and you can filter out this thing. Okay, so can you see? So this component is already available. Okay, UI S4 HOP1, which has the release of 800. So it's already available. It means the front end component is already installed. Now let's cross verify the backend component. So backend is S4 107. So you can also check that once. It says no hit, but definitely that backend component is there because I already cross verified this component. S4 core it is. Yeah, see, S4 core, it's already there. Okay, so that is what the component we need, and release is 107. It's already there, 107. So this is what the backend and software components we have to verify once if those are available or not, then only you can activate the standard app. Okay, so after checking the components, now let's move to the configuration part. And now this is what the list we have for the UI5 application. Okay, so mostly under the manage billing document, okay, there are certain apps, there are certain set of standard apps. All these apps we don't have to activate, guys. Okay, all these are apps which will be activated as of now, but we don't have to activate this many apps. You just scroll down. There will be see, you can see the list of UI5 application for the managed billing document, and you can also see the list of OData services. Okay, but when you scroll down, you can see the technical configuration. Means as a part of managed billing document, there is only one app, and that is this. Okay, so only we have to check for technical configuration in which you can see the list of UI5 application which you want to activate. So in our case, only this is the app that we have to activate. Okay. Now, when you scroll down, you can see the detailed information of the title of tile. Even you can see the semantic object with the action. And there is a technical catalog, even business catalog, business groups and pages. Spaces are there, business rules are there. Okay. So just scroll up once. Now, first of all, let's activate this app. So to activate this app, this is what the app that we have to activate. And after that, we have to activate OData services which are available here. Okay, so we have to activate all these three OData services for this app. So there is no backend authorization rule for this OData service as of now because it's a standard part of. So let me copy this app name, UI5 application name. I'll go back here. So where should I activate the app? Anyone knows? Where we generally activate UI5 applications? Yes. So in SICF transaction, we can activate the Fiori apps. So in SICF, under the service name, you just paste the technical name of app and just execute. Okay. So when you execute, you can see this app is already activated. Okay. Because it's the last node of this app is if it is disabled, like let's say I'm right clicking and I'm deactivating the service. Okay. Initially, this is how it will look. The last part of the project, right? It will be grayed out. It means this is not activated. So to activate this, right click and there is an activate service. So when you activate, we have to go with the second option. So we want that nodes to be activated, which are available internally. Okay, so this is how we should activate the app. So looks like the services looks like the application is already activated. So that's fine. Now let's cross verify the OData services. Okay, so this is the first OData service which we must check whether this is activated or not. I'll copy that. And what is a transaction where we activate the OData services? In IWFND main underscore service. Okay, this is the transaction. And in this transaction, you can get a list of services and here only like we have to activate. So first of all, before I activate, let me check whether that service is available or not. Okay, that we must verify before we before we add any service. Yeah. Okay, see, this service is already activated. So it's already available inside the service catalog. But let's say if the service is not available, how you can add? You can just go to the add service and you can from the add service, you can simply add this service. OK, so for adding the service, you can follow the OData model. You can follow the OData model, OData implementation video. OK, in which like we how we have activated the OData services. So first CDS service is already activated. Let's cross verify the second OData service. So again, the same thing. We'll add search field, paste. See, this service is also activated. OK, so let's cross verify the last one. I think that is not required, I guess.
Yeah, big one question.
OK, see.
Yeah. So Abhik, you can see the the technical service name starting with G letter actually. So
Right.
yeah, it is a custom like activation then.
Yes, yes. Custom activation only we have to do. Whenever you add, whenever you activate this, the standard app OData service, right? That will be considered as a custom OData service after that. Okay, we must add a Z, we must prefix Z. Okay, yeah. So looks like the application is already activated and parallelly the OData services are also activated for the standard app. Okay, so our work is almost done here. So now we just have to configure the tile now. Only that is the thing which is left. So to configure the tile, how we configure the tile, like in which or what is the place where we create the tile, guys, where we create?
FLPD cost something. I mean,
Yes, in FLPD, in FLPD CUSD, that is Fiori Launchpad Designer. So this is the URL of Fiori Launchpad Designer. Okay. So now what I will do, I'll just create a new catalog now, which we must, because see guys, one thing is there. So whenever you're configuring the standard app, okay, whenever you're creating or configuring the standard app, that standard app is later on it's considered as a custom app. Sorry, it's not a custom app, it's a standard app only, but to make that standard app visible to the end user, we always or we m- always we should always create a custom catalog and custom group. Because see, already there is a technical catalog. You can see this is a standard catalog. Okay, and there are some business catalogs as well, and even the business groups for all this. So this catalog contains n number of tiles which are unnecessarily will be visible to the end user. So what we can do, instead of making all these tiles, which are, see, I'll tell you, I'll just copy this catalog. Okay, what is the purpose of creating the custom catalog? I will explain now. So let's say this is the standard catalog which is available as of now. You can see how many tiles are there in this. 101. Okay, almost 101 applications are available under this standard catalog. So do you want that all the standard apps to be visible to the end user? We don't want that, right? Because we just want to make that one app visible to the end user. Why user need access to the remaining 100 apps? You got my point, right? So that's why we have to create our own custom catalog and group. That is the recommended way to follow this approach. Okay, so don't activate the technical catalog and don't assign a direct role of this technical catalog to the end user. If you assign, then definitely he can see n number of tiles from this technical catalog. Okay, which is not a good way to do that. So, but yes, definitely for tile creation and for target mapping creation, we can reuse this technical details of the tiles from the technical catalog. I'll show you how we do that. Okay, first of all, let me create a new catalog and group. Okay, so I'll just click on the catalog here and I'll just give a title to this catalog as standard apps. And now the ID would be ZCAT underscore. Okay, so this is the catalog ID. I'll just copy and I think I need one notepad file. So I'll keep that handy and I'll say save. Okay, so after creating the custom catalog, now what we have to do, we have to create a tile. Okay, so to create a tile here, guys, when you click on the plus add tile, okay, this is not a recommended way. We have to go to the custom standard catalog because see from here When you want to configure a tile for the custom for the standard app, we should not do it from the scratch. Already the tile is available in the technical catalog, which is the standard catalog, right? So already the tile configuration and target mapping configuration is already available. We just have to create a reference from that. Okay. How you will do that? I'll tell you. So first of all, the catalog which has the details. Okay, so this is the technical catalog, right? Copy that, go back here and just paste it. Search for that. And yes, so from this, we have the list of tiles, right? Because and the manage billing document that we want to activate, it is also a part of this standard catalog. So just search for manage billing document. See, so there are two applications for this. One is manage billing document and one is manage billing document request. The app that I'm looking for is manage billing document. This is the app which we want to activate. Okay, so let's go back here. We want a tiles. Okay, we want a tile here. So this is the app. Just select this tile. Just select this row of manage billing document, and there is an option called create reference. Okay, so click on create reference. Now it is asking you like this reference where you want to assign. So I can see the catalog which I created recently, custom catalog for standard app, which has the option, right? This is what the catalog where we have to assign the reference. So click on this catalog. That's it. The reference of tile configuration is assigned to that custom catalog. Now same, we have to do it for the target mapping as well. So for target mapping, the semantic object for the manage billing document is billing document and action is manage. Click on this again row and again create a reference and same you assign that reference to the custom catalog for standard apps. That's it. Our tile configuration is done, guys. So now see, when I go back to the custom catalog that we have created recently, okay, I'll go back here. Now you can see the tile here. See, manage billing document and as well as the target mapping for that. See, already you can see these details, right? Was it easy, guys? So we just created the reference from the standard catalog and we assign that reference to the custom one. That's it. Now, after creating the reference, after assigning the reference of this style configuration to the custom catalog, last part is now we have to create a new group and we must assign this tile to that group. Okay, so that end user can see this in the Fiori Launchpad. So I will click on group now on the top and now I'll create a new group. Okay, I'll give a title as it's a standard Fiori apps group. That is the title. I'll give a ID as grp underscore apps. Okay, so this is the ID which I'm giving and I'll just click on save now. That's it. Now I will assign a new tile. See, it's already picking the custom one, the custom catalog that we created recently. I'll say continue. That's it. Okay. So guys, after creating and after assigning this, now how we can make this how we can make this custom catalog and group available to the user by using PFCG transaction. Okay, because when we log into the Fiori Launchpad, just hold on here. So when we log into the Fiori Launchpad of this on-prem system, as of now, that catalog and group is not available to the user because it's not assigned to this user because the Fiori Launchpad, it is completely a role based. OK, so if you want to see any tile, so definitely that role must be assigned to the end user. Then only you can see. I think it is loading, guys. Just hold on. Yeah. OK, so I'll click on this drop down and let me go down. So as of now, there is only a one custom group which I can see. So I created this yesterday, guys. So Ignore this. So the group name that we provided is the standard Fiori apps group. That is what the name we provided. Okay, standard Fiori apps group. And even the catalog that we created is for standard catalog apps. So now so I'll go back to the SAP GUI and I'll just open SICF transaction. So sorry, not SICF, sorry, PFCG. Okay, I'll go to PFCG and here I'll create a new role. Apps role. I'll create a single role here. Provide. Yeah, I'll go to menu option and then I'll just under the SAP Fiori Launchpad, I'll create a Launchpad catalog. Sorry, I'll assign that Launchpad catalog here. So this is the ID. Paste that. Just continue. Similarly, we have to do it for the group. That's it. Okay. So after assigning the catalog in group, the last step is the user. Go to the user and assign that user ID. So assign that role to this user. That's it. Just click on save. Okay, now let's go back to the Fiori Launchpad and now just reload this Fiori Launchpad. Now it must display or it should display the catalog and the group that we recently assigned to the user. Yeah, so let's click on this drop down and yeah, just scroll down. So at the last, can you see the group that we recently added? This is what the group that we are looking for. Click on that group and you can see this tile to the end user, right? So this is what the tile that we have configured recently from the standard catalog. Now just click on this tile to open the app. And on top, you can see the semantic object followed by the action, which is manage. See, this is how we can activate the standard app on the Fiori Launchpad. Okay, this is the same process which will be followed to activate any standard app on on-prem system. So now let's check whether it's bringing the data or not. So you can simply click on go button. See, it's even reading the data because we have activated the OData services for this app. So any row or any record you click, it will take you to the next screen of the object page. See, is it working now? So that is what the thing we have made right so far. So this is how like you can activate the standard app, guys. So now tell me to design the same app in from a UI5 perspective from the scratch. How much time it would have taken? How much time it would have taken? More, right? It's not an easy task. Okay, so see, just hardly within an hour we activated this standard app. We have even assigned the roles of this custom